In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a custom bevel gear using a desktop CNC and lost foam casting. But first, let me share the story of the gear that started this YouTube channel and ignited my passion for metal casting, CNC machining and a bunch of other skills in just a few months. The star of this video is a custom bevel gear for a project my team and I have been working on for over a year. As a product designer, I prefer using off-the-shelf parts whenever possible, but when you're creating something unique, custom parts are often unavoidable. For most of these custom parts, we found suppliers who could make them at a reasonable price. However, when we tried to source this particular gear, we quickly realized it was way out of our budget. So the next logical step was to figure out how to make this gear at home with minimal investment in tools and equipment. That was about 4 months ago, and now, after many failed attempts, we finally cracked it and I can reliably make as many gears as I need. Let's rewind and go over the process of making this gear. The first challenge was machining the gear out of the foam. The tricky part is that it has two sides, and machining double-sided parts is no small feat. Figuring out how to flip and register the part while keeping everything aligned was tough. I had to create an XYZ prop for my CNC to find the corner of the stock with decent accuracy. The next challenge was programming the toolpath. As someone who had just heard about CAM a few weeks prior, I faced a steep learning curve. I made a lot of mistakes, tried different toolpath strategies and spent countless hours tweaking every possible setting in Fusion 360's manufacture module to generate proper G-code and troubleshoot the issues. My machine often made weird movements, destroying the stock, breaking end mills and driving me crazy because I couldn't understand what was going on. But I suppose that's all part of the learning process. In the end, I managed to machine the gear from both sides with perfect alignment and also machine it in two parts and glue them together. The latter process requires easier setup and less preparation, but it had its drawbacks too. When the foam patterns were ready, I couldn't wait any longer. The rest of the process is well documented in many YouTube videos and I have a couple on this channel already. But I was so impatient that I didn't follow the process I thought I knew so well. Usually, when prepping patterns for casting, I apply a thick coat of drywall joint compound, or as I like to call it, refractory coating. Let it dry overnight and then apply at least one more patching coat to ensure the pattern is well coated. This time I did a quick coat and left it under the sun to dry quickly. But since I was in such a hurry, I didn't even wait for that and tried to dry it with a hair dryer. Long story short, the problems bit me from behind just when I was pouring the molten metal. You can see how the sand starts bloating. That's when I realized the casting had failed. Now I'll be pulling the casting out of the sand. To my surprise, I had something in there. As you can see, it exploded, but only after feeling the patterns. Yo, look at this. It's not a total fail. Okay, let's go ahead and do the most satisfying thing ever. This might be half bad as I thought it is. So, yep. Alright. First of all, this looks good. For a total fucking fail. But moreover, I think I know what has happened. So this time when I did the coating, one layer only, and I was in a hurry, so I didn't even wait for it to properly dry. I had a major fail, but this is not the fail of the process. It's my fail because I was in a hurry. I didn't manage to wait and do 2 coats or 3 coats of the refractory coating. Did just one tiny coat, and then it didn't hold, and everything, yeah, you can see burst, and things got totally out of the way it should have been. It all bloated. Here is what I think caused all the mess with this casting. Because I did not take the time to properly dry the coating, there was a lot of moisture left. From the outside, it seemed to be all dry, but the inside had a significant amount of water that, when contacted with molten metal, immediately vaporized, expanding hundreds of times and resulting in increased pressure and subsequent blow-up of the outer shell that was quite thin in the first place. A comment on previous video by Rudikandu1633 said, "I always learn something from my pores." The lesson here is to be patient and give adequate time for the coating to dry. Follow the process, as molten metal is no joke. Hopefully, you can learn something from my mistakes. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have been, thanks for watching.